Welcome to this week's episode of Caregivers 101. My name is Eusebio, and I will be your instructor for today's lesson on identifying children's common emotional and behavioral responses to parental imprisonment. Every child is different. Depending on a child's developmental stage and personality, he or she may have different emotional and behavioral responses to a parent's imprisonment. Parental imprisonment can create an unstable environment for children and interrupt parent-child bonding, which is critical to child development. For these reasons, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention classifies parental imprisonment as an adverse childhood experience, ACE. ACEs are potentially traumatic events that occur in childhood. ACEs can have prolonged negative effects on children's health, well-being, and opportunity. For example, ACEs contribute to the development of toxic stress, learning and attention deficit disorders, and anxiety or depression. Children with parents in prison may also experience the following: developing physical symptoms such as headaches, stomach aches, or other illnesses or injuries, having nightmares, beginning to fear the dark, or clinging to the remaining parent or caregivers. Showing signs of regression, for example, exhibiting behaviors of younger children such as bedwetting or thumb-sucking. Withdrawing from friends or social relationships or previously enjoyed activities. Retreating into denial and/or an imaginary world. Showing anger, aggression, and hostility towards the adult in charge or towards other authority figures, like teachers. Becoming disobedient and defiant at home or school, refusing to obey previously obeyed rules. Suffering a decline in schoolwork and social relationships at school or beginning to skip school. Struggling with feelings of embarrassment and neglect. Feeling jealous of other children who do not have parents in prison. Some of these behaviors may disappear or reappear during different stress points in the criminal justice process. It is also important to note that children who appear to be fine may still be suffering. Caregivers should keep a close eye on children who appear to be numb or unaffected by their parents' imprisonment. Some signs that the child may be suffering silently include ignoring the topic of prison, deflecting when asked about the parent's imprisonment, avoiding people who are close to the imprisoned parent, and/or hanging out with new friends who encourage them to misbehave. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Caregivers 101. For more tips and resources, read DOC's Louisiana Informational Handbook for Caregivers of Children with Parents in Prison. A copy of this handbook is on the DOC website.